Pleoptics. This is just a magic, wonderful activity. If you have a child who lacks eye contact, that's a mild issue. You want to do this probably once or twice a day for 2 minutes. If you have a child who is lacking a little bit more, maybe it's a little hyperperipheral, you maybe want to bump it up to 4 times a day. A child who's sensory, does a lot of visual sensory play, who's autistic and really in the autism realm of playing with their vision, maybe you want to do this 4 to 8 times a day. If you have a partly blind child, probably 16 to 20 times a day for 2 minutes. This is the only way I am aware of that will develop the central detail or macular vision. You get a flashlight about this size. This obviously is not a flashlight, but this is what I use to show it, because it's the same size. It'll be C or D batteries. You glue a penny to the center of that flashlight. You're going to bring that flashlight up to one eye. If it bothers them to block the other eye, then don't do it. You're going to bring that flashlight. It's going to be very close, 1/2 inch to 1 inch, and you're going to hold it for 3 seconds. Then you're going to take it away for 10 seconds and go up to the opposite eye for 3 seconds. And you're going to alternate eyes, 3 on, 10 off, 3 on, 10 off for 2 minutes. What you're doing is the penny is covering up the vision center and protecting the vision center. The light stimulation is going all around on the peripheral vision. So when you take the flashlight away, that's when the stimulation is actually occurring. The peripheral field is going to be momentarily kind of whited out, much like when you snap a photo or camera, and you have that after image of that light bulb, and you kind of have those white spots. You are going to white spot the peripheral vision, momentarily disengage it, and force the brain to connect with the central vision. It's a phenomenal way to get the central vision working. I don't know of any other way to do it. It works well, it is phenomenal. And, again, if the flashlight, if the child's very sensitive to light and it's bothering them, wear down the batteries and start slow. If they just close their eyes, go through the eyelid, and they'll eventually open their eyes. This is imperative to do. You can train a child to have eye contact. It doesn't mean the brain is using that central vision. It means you train the child to look at you, but he's not really seeing you. But it's not really seeing because we haven't fixed the visual piece. And so the child sits across from me and they go like this, and then, and I know in their brain they hear their mom going, look at people when you talk to them. Because they're, oh, look at people. Oh, look at people. That doesn't mean we're using that visual piece. It's still a broken piece. We want to fix it. This helps fix it. The secondary way,
I don't know if it's in the States, but in Canada, some of my clients are having trouble getting the right kind of flashlights. We tell them to get cheap flashlights. You don't want the big mag, like the ones with the bright lights, the LEDs or whatever. There's new, cheap, kind of like cluster bulbs out there. You don't want to use those. You're looking for the old-fashioned, just bulb flashlight, the bulb.
the $2 one.
Yeah. But you can get $2 cluster ones now in
Can
Canada.
you?
Yeah.
Oh, I might not heard of this. Okay, a secondary way is something called pinhole glasses. It helps bring the vision forward, and you can use this with television. There's an in-between size, but I don't have
Are you
it.
nearsighted? Are you nearsighted? Okay, come up here. We don't talk, okay, come up afterwards. It's really amazing. People that have nearsighted vision can use this to actually correct their vision because it's a brain thing. And you take your glasses off and put them, well, first look at something without your glasses and put these on. You'll be amazed at how much clearer you will see.
Amazing. Well, they'll be up here after we're done. Okay, so those are a few things to do about neurological disorganization. And that's huge, huge, huge. But here's another huge, huge, huge piece. How far your precious one will go towards achieving their fullest God-given potential is directly dependent upon how well they are processing information, especially auditorily. Sequential processing. Okay.
Do we want to do this? Do you want to go on this? No, we're not going to. Okay.
If you have a younger child, you can do things like clap your hands, turn around, jump. And if they can do that, that's 3 pieces of information. If you have a little bit older child, you can have them repeat back words if they're speaking. You can say blue, green. And they'll say blue, green. Oh, they can, okay, blue, green, pink. You gave them one they got successfully, now you're adding to that to build it. With older children,
You use numbers, and we don't have time to do this. There is a handout on the back table called Digit Spans, Auditory and Visual Sequencing. That is actually a program activity. You can use it to test where your sequencing is, and you can actually use it to improve auditory and visual processing. Once, depending on the age of the child, typical, once or twice a day for 5 minutes each time.
okay, so that was a very quick overview of how to look at it. Like there is handouts to help you do more. Let's get to the significance of what this is
Oh, this is huge.
and what it affects. Auditory processing globally affects behavior, comprehension, following directions, conceptual thinking, the ability to converse, the ability to focus and attend and have attention, as well as applying phonics.
Impulsiveness, social immaturity.
Okay, significance of processing. We're going fast. A baby at 1 year old should be able to do a sequence of 1. Clap your hands, and they'll clap their hands. Wave bye-bye, they should be able to wave bye-bye. Once you teach them. Blow kiss, they should be able to blow kiss. A 2-year-old should be able to process 2 pieces of information. Blow kiss and wave bye-bye. Stomp your feet and jump up and down. They should be able to process 2 pieces of information. That's why when in the church nursery a 1-year-old has a kiddo come up to him and take his toy and walk away from it, that 1-year-old goes and moves on. He processed 1 piece of information. He processed I had it, then he processed I didn't have anything. A 2-year-old, try to see a kiddo take a toy from a 2-year-old in the church nursery. There will be a fight to the death. Because all he processes, I want. Don't want.
It's mine.
Okay. Go away. Processing 2 pieces of information only is where the terrible twos come in. The goal in our household is to get our grandchildren way past processing 2 pieces of information to 3, so we don't live in the terrible twos very long. We're highly successful at that. A 3-year-old processes 3 pieces of information. I want, but they remember the consequence. A 4-year-old should be able to process 4 pieces of information. Say blue, green, orange, pink. You say things in kind of a 1-second tick in a monotone. A 5-year-old should be able to process 5 pieces of information. 2, 7, 1, 5, 9. They should be able to repeat back that sequence for you. A 6-year-old 6, a 7-year-old is where we hit average. Not that average is good, but that's where they can hit. And that's where 7 is adults, 10, 20 adults.
For those of you that are homeschooling your children, if they are not auditory processing a solid 5, moving into a 6, phonics is not effective. Using phonics to sound out words is not a good way to